Welcome to Real Talk with Reginald D's motivational coaching question and answer segment. I'm your life and motivational coach, Reginald D. In my motivational coaching segments, we tackle life's challenges head on and remind each other that with faith, resilience, and determination, we can overcome anything. So let's go. Today's question comes from a listener who reached out and said, Reginald D, I am burnt out and need help to fix it. Burnout. That one hits close to home for me. If you're feeling like you're running on empty, like you're trying to pour out of a cup that's bone dry, this episode is for you. You're not alone, family, and you don't have to stay stuck in this place. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to share a personal story about burnout. Yes, I've been there too. Then we'll dive into some scripture that can give us perspective, and I'll share an analogy that has helped me shift my mindset about rest and renewal. We'll wrap it up with a practical challenge for the week ahead. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about being burnt out. It's that feeling when you're constantly going, giving, doing, and yet you feel like it's never enough. You're exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually too. Being burnt out sneaks up on us when we're trying to be everything to everyone, or when we put so much pressure on ourselves to keep going without ever stopping to refill. It's not a weakness. It's a signal. It's your mind, body, and spirit saying something's got to change. Let me share a story from my own life. A few years ago, I was hustling hard. I had a podcast, speaking engagements, family responsibilities, and a million other things on my plate. I thought I was doing the right thing, grinding, pushing, showing up. But then one day I hit a wall. I remember sitting at my desk, staring at my computer screen and feeling nothing. I was completely tapped out. I had no energy, no motivation, and no joy in the things I usually love. And that scared me. I kept thinking, but I can't stop. People are counting on me. But you know what I realized? People needed the best version of me, not the burnout, worn down version. I was trying to pour out of an empty cup, and it wasn't working. That's when I knew I had to make a change. I had to stop seeing rest as a weakness and start seeing it as a necessary part of showing up strong for people I care about. Now, let's bring in some scripture, because the word has a lot to say about rest and renewal. One of my favorite verses when I'm feeling burnt out is Matthew, the 11th chapter, 28 through 30 verse. Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Man, that's powerful to me. What I love about the scripture is that it's an invitation. Jesus isn't just telling us to rest. He's inviting us to bring our burdens to him. He's saying you don't have to carry all of this alone. So if you're feeling burnt out today, I want you to hear this. Rest isn't a luxury. It's a gift from God. It's not a physical rest. It's rest for your soul. Now let me share an analogy that helps me understand burnout in a whole new way. Picture this. You're a well. When the well is full, you can draw water to nourish yourself and others. But what happens when the well runs dry? You can't give anything because there's nothing left to give. Here's the thing about wells. They don't refill themselves. They need rain to replenish them. That rain represents rest, renewal, and connection with God. Without it, the well stays dry. If you're burnt out right now, it's time to stop trying to draw from a dry well. It's time to let the rain in. That might mean taking a break, saying no to some things, or carving out time to reconnect with God. Whatever it looks like for you, know that it's not selfish. It's necessary. So, I bet you wonder, how do we refill the well? Here are a few steps that have worked for me. Number 1, pause and reflect. Take a moment to be honest with yourself about what's draining you. Is it work, relationships, unrealistic expectations? Write it down. Set boundaries. Sometimes we have to say no to good things to make room for the best things. What's one thing you can take off your plate this week? Then reconnect with God. Spend time in prayer, read scripture, or just sit in silence with Him. Let Him refill you with His peace and strength. Prioritize your rest. This doesn't mean you have to drop everything and take 2 weeks vacation. It could be as simple as going to bed earlier, taking a walk, or spending time doing something you enjoy. And then lastly, ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, or even a counselor if you need support. You don't have to do this alone. Now for your challenge for the week ahead. I want you to take 30 minutes each day to refill your well. Spend 10 minutes in prayer or meditation. Spend 10 minutes doing something that brings you joy, something just for you. And spend 10 minutes reflecting on one thing you're grateful for. That's it, just 30 minutes. You'll be amazed at how powerful those small moments can be when you're consistent. Burnout doesn't have to define you. You have permission to rest, to let God refill your well, and to show up as the best version of yourself. Take this week to pause, reflect, and renew. You've got this. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you are not alone in this. Burnout is real, but so is God's strength and His promise to give us rest. If this episode blessed you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to connect with me on social media. I love hearing from you. To my listener, thank you for your question. And I truly hope it helps you and any other listener who may be feeling this way today. Now, don't forget to send your questions to me via email at rsherman@realtalkwithreginald.com or visit my website at realtalkwithreginald.com or message me on my social media platform. Just search Real Talk with Reginald D. And do me a favor. Make sure you share this episode with your family, friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the show so you can receive alerts when new episodes are published. By the way, you will be able to find all the links in the show notes as well. Thank you for tuning in today, fam. Remember that we're all in this thing together. Until next time, keep walking in faith, keep refilling that well, and keep trusting God to guide you through. Stay blessed, family.